A generation is defined as the entire body of individuals born and living at about the same time. My generation is called Generation Z. We were born anywhere from about the late 1990s to the early 2000s. With each generation comes new technologies and advancements, and that's why I think my generation will have a positive influence on our future, because of the availability of these technologies. Some people think that my generation, Generation Z, won't contribute much, if anything, to society. But I believe we will have a positive effect on education. The generation of the baby boomers changed politics. Generation Z, people from the 1960s to the 1970s, changed family life. Generation Y, people from the 1980s to the 1990s, changed the workforce. And I believe Generation Z will change education. The way people can find information has changed drastically in just the past few decades. In order to gather information for a project, or if we had a question on our science homework, we used to have to go and look up information we needed in an encyclopedia or a dictionary. Now all you have to do is bring out your iPhone or your computer at home and Google it. Within a matter of seconds, we can find an amazing amount of information on anything we want to learn about. The reason this is so crucial is because in the past generations, this wasn't available to them. I guarantee that if you told a person 20 years ago that he or she would one day in the future be able to type anything they would want into a tiny screen in your hand and have that tiny screen come up with about 272 million results in just 0.23 seconds, they would never believe you and would probably call you crazy. Generation Z's children have lived their entire lives with instant access to mountains of data on any topic that flutters through their little imaginations. With the ability to have search engines like Google available with you almost 100% of the time, allows people to be just as smart as they want to be. Textbooks are becoming digitalized and easier to read and understand, and we have online teachers. We are now able to understand topics that maybe our teachers didn't teach well enough that day, just by simply asking Google a few questions. School is becoming harder and harder. If you didn't understand a question on your math homework, you don't have to wait until tomorrow to ask your teacher. You can text a buddy or acquire the information instantaneously. The possibilities we have now with education because of the internet is infinite. We're talking online courses, online textbooks, dictionaries, Wikipedia, and in the future, maybe even digital teachers in classrooms that are able to teach around the clock to however many students is needed about any subject they want to learn about. In conclusion, I believe my generation, Generation Z, will have a large impact on education as we slowly gear towards better public, private, and better homeschooling. We might not notice these changes quite yet, but I assure you my generation will have a positive effect on education.